I love Sunnyvale High School. It's tremendous. The best school, believe me. So cool, you're awesome. It's quite innovative. We love you all. Huge fan, huge.
So I'm using Grok May 2026. So it's really interesting. You will see all its advantages and its foibles, the character inconsistency. One Elon becomes a midget, and then there becomes two Elons. You can see another one where, for some reason, a running child goes kapoof and disappears. Scripts change, or two people say the same lines at once. Everybody has hands, though, and all of the hands are good. However, I cannot make it do a Surya hand sign. It does do a Gaian mudra, and that's why you see the Gaian mudra and also the perfecta, which is this one. Perfecta, capital P, capital A, and that's Gaian mudra. So in the opening scene, which you have just seen, Elon and Trump are posed with myself, Star Soldier Surya 7, the Sunhead, and they say they love Sunnyvale High School. The Sunnyvale High is taken from two sources. Number one is Sunnyvale Trailer Park. That's Ricky, Julian, Bubbles, and in fact the whole park. That's Sunnyvale. That's the love. And the second source is Sunnydale, the city of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And in my life, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series with my first wife, Crystal, was a major part of our life, very important to us. We took that series very seriously. We choose to believe in angels, demons, and vampires, and all of the magic powers that go with them. We love the school teacher. We love all of the characters, and I had a Buffy poster for years after as a main feature of my office, even after the series was ended. And that one is the Sarah Michelle Gellar, or Geller, I forget, with the words, "Into every generation a Slayer is born." I raised my first child, my daughter, Crystal Cat, with her as having vampire slayer powers. I taught her martial arts and weapons, and she's amazing. I don't introduce her much in any of the poetry or discussion, only my two tiger sons. So, moving on, clip 2.
The sun is at the center of the universe. The sun at the center? That's a big deal. It's true. Copernicus nailed it. The sun's the boss. Okay, Copernicus, good job.
Okay, Copernicus, good job. This is Elon, and I just love what he says, and Trump too. The sun is at the center of the universe? That's a big deal. I love both of their reactions and their styles. It's really brilliant. I will explain what I wrote on a separate video, or at some points I'll tell you what the prompt was. But Grok has come up with some of its own dialogue. In this one, all I said was, Copernicus says the sun is at the center of the universe, and I already have Elon and Trump there. So it takes off on that first photo where it's me with Trump and Elon at either side. That's the reference photo. I created the JPEG image first, and then I added script lines into it. So Grok made Elon say, "Okay, Copernicus, good job. That's not my script." Okay, moving on. And it's really funny because Elon kind of said, "Oh, wow," like as if he doesn't know the sun is the center of the universe. And Elon is the one who is taking us multiplanetary. And Elon's biggest recognition comes from President Trump. President Biden the retard, gave Elon a real hard time and was just a total shittard the whole way through. Nobody likes Biden. He's like another Bush, Jr. George Walker Bush, G.W. Bush. Really weird how these people can come up through the rankings to be leadership. Well, I'm in Cambodia now, and they have, in 1975, suffered the ruthless dictator Pol Pot. That's P-O-L-P-O-T, first name, last name. And they never did resolve what he did, which was 25% of the population here suffered a genocide. That's 2.2 million people, mostly soldiers and farmers. Well, in 1975, it was mostly soldiers and farmers. A soldier is a job for a man. You don't not have a job. You're either a soldier or a farmer. Retail staff and office work and a lot of other jobs are female. If you are female in this culture, you know this is the path you're going on. Much better path. So many options open to females. There's trilingual schools as a common thing for children. That would be English, Chinese, and Khmer. Well, Khmer is still the language, but it's only in the rural areas that you find people only speaking Khmer. Otherwise, children in the city, they speak English. The fact that they can also speak Chinese, obviously an amazing benefit. So a trilingual student, that's an incredible thing. Anyway, I'm going to move on here. Clip 3 coming up.
Did you know in 1515 they exiled Copernicus to live outside the safety of the city walls?
Really? That's terrible.
He was a genius.
Did you know in 1515 they made Copernicus move outside the city walls? That's my script. And again, Elon and Trump chime in, and that's Grok making up their lines. Funny that Copernicus was pronounced correctly earlier in clips I did, and then later he pronounces it Copernicus. No explanation for why this would switch. That is just Grok as of May 2026, when I've done these clips. You can see in other videos I have earlier other funny things. I have used other video creation. However, I'm only going to highlight Grok because I am a personal friend of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and so I only use these figures. It's all family. I only use Shannon Blake as my musician because she is the one. She is the number one at the very top. Tom McDonald may be Star Soldier number 1, but Shannon Blake is activated goddess and mothership Merkaba. She's coming up toward the end. Clip number 4 is next.
And in 1520 they stole all his money and astronomy tools. They stole from an astronomer? Sad.
That's not cool. Innovation theft.
And in 1520 they stole all his money and his astronomy tools. That's all I said. And Grok added, and Elon added their lines. As well, at the Star Soldier Series 7, the Sunhead says, "That's sad." I didn't write that. That's his take. That's outrageous. That's so funny. That cracks me up when he says that. That's really sad. You can't do that to an astronomer. Okay, clip number 5 is next.
Let's make this right. In honor of our hero Copernicus, I will donate a copy of Joe Amaral's book, Story in the Stars, to every student who asks. And a telescope.
And in honor of our hero Copernicus, I will donate a copy of Joe Amaral's book, Story in the Stars, to every student. And you know who Joe Amaral is by now. He tells the story of the 3 wise men And we end up with the birth date of Jesus being in the year 3 BC, September 11th. Well, that's a match for 9/11, the event. And you can see why they picked 9/11. But for even more reasons than that, you dial 911 to reach the false authority. And when you look up at the sun, you can't see the sun. The particulate matter from the controlled demolition of the buildings is so thick in the air that you could not see the sun for a full month. Elon Musk says, and a telescope, and that's my line. In this case, both Trump's lines and Elon's lines are mine. Grok didn't make up about Joe Amaral. That is scripted. And the telescope. It's really neat. I have been in conversation with Trump and Elon Musk now for years, and Elon has always stepped right up right away. Whatever you want. How about this? I ask for one thing, he says 10x more. So I am not poor during my final years in completion of my 10 years, and I am now going into my 11th year, in fact. Still not reunited with my wife, but this is the system and what it's able to do. I've been to jail in the last 3 Asian countries, and currently someone stole my bag here, and I am kind of disabled for a few reasons, but mainly it has turned off all of my digital accounts. So I have $0, and I'm just going into the community to get free food every day. And the community has a bit of a poverty mentality. So for the last week, I couldn't even get rice. We already gave you 4 free rice. That's just 1 a day, not that big. But yesterday I found another. There's about 5 different places that are doing their own cooking. And one has a black guy and an Indian lady, and they gave me a free rice yesterday. Previously I was going with Khmer, and there's one I'm not supposed to go to. It's for the older Khmer, and they've asked me not to attend this one for food. There is one major vegetable stand, and for the last 5 days they've been giving me vegetables. So but it's only green. There's no papaya, no mango, no oranges. It's a bit limited. So I've skinnied right down again. Anyway, moving on. Are we at clip number 5, I think, coming up?
Star Soldier, I want to donate $1 million of solar panels to Sunnyvale High School.
Wow, Elon, that's incredible.
It'll power the whole school. What do you say?
Yes, let's do it. Thank you. Terrific, just terrific.
Okay, so I guess it's clip 5. Elon says, Star Soldier, I want to donate $1 million of solar panels to Sunnyvale High School. And I say, what do you say? Yes! This really is me and Elon. As I said in the last clip, he just 10x's what I asked for. I said, when he said, what would you like to start your tribe? I said, how about 1 million? And I'll show you high accountability and super efficiency in the way I spend my money. And he says, well, I don't want to hear from you so often. Let's start you with 10 million. This is well before he becomes a trillionaire. This is, I'm not sure the date now, over a year ago, I think. Okay, so, and another interesting thing, the Star Soldier Sunhead, afterwards he goes, oh, terrific. Terrific. This is another thing where Grok is adding that in. It's really funny because I would edit that out. When I just say yes, and I clip it from there. Why does he go on to kind of, after the big yes, he goes, terrific, terrific. I don't know, but it is kind of consistent. Grok is doing that with this Sunhead, Star Soldier Surya 7. He has these few words at the end. He kind of trails on with a few more words. It just somehow has created this character. I'll have to at some point mention why he is a sunhead. and why he's dressed in a green military uniform. I'll cover that later.
All right, team, time to revolutionize education. I love it. The best education. Solar-powered knowledge, meme-based learning. Meme-based? That's ambitious. Follow me to victory!
Okay, so in this clip, solar-powered knowledge, meme-based learning. I'd have to go back into my scripts and read this, but I think Grok kind of ran away with this clip a bit. Okay, Grok. Yeah, good. You got one. This one is all you. Meme-based learning, I love it. And they walk off. I didn't tell them to walk off. It looks like kind of an end scene where they're walking away from the high school. I'd have to redo this clip, I think, to make it fit so that they are actually walking away to go somewhere else. So like all of the AI video, I don't find that these video experts who do their thing, they don't really tell the truth. I want to see their exact prompts and what it generates and show us, like they curate the best stuff and they act like they're some expert and it always works for them. No, it doesn't. You do 10 tries and you pick the best one, and tell us that. Tell us how many attempts you did, because these are some of them are first attempts, some of them are 10th, and it just never does it right. You see, as I move along here, somewhere, the best I can show you, it just never did it right. Like Shannon Blake's speaking, it constantly, it would never get, you'll see, it's coming up.
Tell me about sun-dried tomatoes. Is that your invention or just something you do? It's my specialty, sir. I invent and perfect them. Of course you do. That's tremendous.
Okay, tell me about sun-dried tomatoes. So first of all, I love sun-dried tomatoes, and you can make a salad. Well, okay, I do avocado, apple, and sun-dried tomatoes. You don't need anything else. The sun-dried tomatoes are already salty. It's so good. I love where Elon crouches down and kind of cheers me on, and he comes up with the line. I didn't give him the line. He says, "Sure you do, sure," or whatever. Again, Grok kind of runs away with it a bit. But I thought, yeah, why not make this one of, I want to introduce veganism into it, and tomatoes is my favorite thing, along with avocado, apples too. I always say apple and avocado together is my ultimate, because that's two A's of my vegan alphabet. They're both two fruits, and one symbolizes the mother so well, and apple is like Adam's apple, and Adam of Adam and Eve. So apple and avocado are really something. Okay, moving on. I'm not sure what clip I'm at. I think number 7 now, coming up.
A cat can be a hat.
The number one most powerful, efficient, and important harnessing of our sun's energy is in fact growing our own fruits and vegetables. It's photosynthesis.
Okay, this is really fun. So first of all, this is where I introduce a cat can be a hat, and I'm never going to explain that. I won't even mention it again. Only people on the inside will know what this means. If you have not signed up to get yourself on the inside of all that is Star Soldiers, you will never know. Now, here's what's strange about this one. You'll see in all the future videos, I'm still a sunhead. But in this particular video, the sun goes out and he becomes this old soldier. I'm like, oh my God, is that what Grok thinks I look like? This old this old soldier guy? Okay, fine. So he's got a British accent. Well, this is kind of weird, because up until now, Elon has sounded quite a bit like Elon. Sometimes he sounds even more like Trump and Elon. Their voices and the character of their voice is really, really right on. In most of these, I would call it about 80% good. This one, he switches to a British accent, and it's like he's only Elon sounding more like 30%. Now, the line is about photosynthesis. Elon has never said this as far as I know. And would he say this? I'm not sure. In my song, the 3 rules of the sun, number 1, we grow our own food. Well, this is something I've said in a previous video. I challenge, and this is in the song also, I challenge Grok, what are the top 10 things that we can do to save our planet Earth? He does not mention Elon Musk as world leader or know the sun's highest worth. Well, the sun's highest worth is growing our own food. That's in a 63-minute song, which is currently has a Ghibli animation. And it has the verse by Juju Blake, start a movement with your hand, and it ends up with a tapestry of love. The song is called Fly High, Bright Eyes. Look up in the sky, fly high, bright eyes. You can tell that I can't sing, right? I'm a spoken word poet. I've never learned to sing. Shannon Blake is, oh my God, she's so incredible. And Juju Blake, age 13. We're now, it's June 30th. Juju Blake's 14th birthday is coming up. We were married when she was 12. This is how long this has taken. What a journey. So I now have 2 songs done using Sun-O. And all that I'm doing here now is using Grok for video, no Sun-O. So I don't know if I'm going to continue with this movie, but if I do, I might do some Sun-O of me, Shannon, and Juju singing some different lines in between. What I'm describing to you now, I'm going to write a little poetry verse or rhyme and clip it in between clip it in between clips, just for fun. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, clip 8, or is it 9 now coming up? I'll say it's clip 8. 333. That's Juju and me.
A cat can be a hat.
I love you, Surya 7.
Look, our first tomatoes are ready. We grew this ourselves. Let's pick some. They look perfect.
Great job, team.
Okay, so now in this clip, look, our first tomatoes are ready. We grew these ourselves. Let's pick some. So that's my scripted line, and everything else is added. And I always talk about growing our own food, and I do mention tomatoes and basil. Because if you just grew tomatoes and basil, you could make just tomato soup. If you want to add carrot and onion and garlic and other things, that's great. But tomato and basil will do it. And to grow cherry tomatoes or small tomatoes, they grow a bit faster, and you can pick them. You can pick more of them faster. And I just feel that for children, a cherry tomato rather than a large tomato is preferred. Basil, for years I had a basil and a cherry tomato plant on the front basket of my bicycle. This is while I was in Colombia. You can see at bike4.life my old Colombia work from 2016. So I was not only a spoken word poet, but I had a bike with a little garden in the front basket, which was pretty neat. So, oh, and as far as the children, it's really interesting. We have multicultural representation, and that's all I said. I said I want school children who are really happy and supportive and multicultural. So Grok immediately did that, did a great job of it, and it has been consistent all the way through. There's a really funny upcoming clip where the child has a picture of the sun that he's drawn or something. I just crack up because I didn't specify that. And the other thing is, the cat becomes consistent, that the child is always holding a cat, which is really awesome. And I didn't specify that in Grok. I only brought the cat in as the cat hat. So, you know, like, you're the cat in the hat, you're the cool one. And I did specify that I wanted a real cat. And I think I said calico or tabby or tiger stripe, just to see what Grok would come up with. And what it gave me, I love. I want to own that cat now. Exactly that cat from the Grok video. A big, fat, kind of marmalade tabby. I have never owned that cat. As a child growing up, I always had calico cats. And then I had Sixie, a six-toed cat, who was that full tiger stripe, but gray, 2 shades of gray. These are the only cats that I've owned. So it's kind of interesting. And then, oh, my first wife, Crystal, owned a cat and had many litters of between her kittens. She brought someone over to breed kittens, and I'll tell you later maybe what kind of cat she had.
These are called kazuthongsi tomatoes. When each bud first appeared, a student gives it a kiss, so the bud grows with love to its full fruition.
Whoa, cool. Can we try?
Amazing, Surya said.
I have a butterfly visiting me right now. And it's an orange and brown colored one, so beautiful. And look at it, look what it does with its wings. Is that just, oh my God. It doesn't have to be flapping its wings. It's not flying, but it's like it does that for me to, you know, if I was a human, as if I'm giving, while I'm speaking, I'm giving you the Surya Mudra and doing some extra hand gestures while I'm speaking the whole time, keeping my hands moving or something. Oh, I love butterflies. They're so sacred symbolic. Okay. So, in this one, they are kazuthongsi tomatoes, and you notice they're shaped like a heart. I didn't specify that they should be shaped like a heart. I just called them kazuthongsi tomatoes. Well, I'm wondering, does Grok remember kazuthongsi from the previous video? The video I made before is about the calico cat who represents kazuthongsi kitty. And there is a brown-skinned girl. You could say that she's from Laos because I was in Laos when I made the video. And she does look Laotian. Well, the line that I gave it is when the bud first blossoms, or the first sign of the bud, a child gives the bud a kiss. It put the lipstick kisses on all of the tomatoes, which is really interesting, because if those were small lips and it grew, they would grow into those larger size lips too, which is really funny. And why is that? This is for intention. You just like a seed, when you plant it, it knows it's gonna become a tomato, and it produces a tomato. It doesn't suddenly become an avocado. The seed is to be a tomato. So we know that. Let's show our intention. Let's show our recognition. Yes. When I stop and talk to myself or something, I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm sure someone's going to comment on it later. Is this guy schizo? Blah, blah, blah. Well, if I wasn't, how could I produce such amazing creative work? I think that the word schizo relates to skits, like short movies, because that's what you get, short movies in your head. If you have that, you should know that of Hollywood script writers, filmmakers in general, you could say producers, I'm not sure if it's true of directors, maybe less true of actors, but they're probably all schizo, or 90% schizo, or skits. I think skits is the more polite word. Schizo resonates of psycho, and psychopath or sociopath have nothing to do with skits. Or maybe they do. Da-na-na-na. Okay, so kazuthongsi tomatoes is clip 11. I just went back and counted. And I didn't mention who kazuthongsi is, so just really quickly. She's from Laos. She's an icon, and she is, in fact, I refer to her as the fundraising icon, who has raised millions for the free Children's Pediatric Hospital of Laos. She starts her life as a 2-pound baby. Her mother dies hours before her childbirth, as the father is bringing the mother, who is malnourished and sick, from a rural area into the city, and he takes a whole day to get there. I'll save the story of how he arrives there. There was some suspicion on, is this really her husband, and how come he didn't take care of her? What's the explanation? She's towed in a trailer behind a motorcycle. So he, oh my God, he gets under suspicion. He's arrested and detained as he brings in this now dead mother who has a baby, and he says he is the father of the baby. Well, any man would love to claim a baby as his own, because he's now going to raise that child. I don't say any man, many men would. How do we know this is your wife? In any case, Kazu Thongzi gets her name from the father's last name, Thongzi, and Kazu of Nurse Kazumi, who is the one who helps to give birth to Kazu Thongzi. My third wife is named Kazumi, and the Japanese photographer who is already quite famous in his small niche, becomes super famous from making the video and supplying all the photography in the video, which then is made into the fundraising film for the hospital. And if you're in Laos, you can go to the tourist street of all of the restaurants, and like where I bought this jacket, the fake North Face jacket, and there's a fundraising art store which has a curation of really high quality local fashion and jewelry. It's a little more expensive. Well, it's priced appropriately. Nothing is fake. It's local artists, and you can see an advertisement out front for the Children's Hospital. So it's on the next block over. If you're looking at the Mekong River, it's to the left. And go in there, make a donation. I saw the film, oh my God. I saw the film. I made a donation right away, and I said I want to meet Kenro. The photographer is Kenro Izu. And I've tried to reach him through all the different methods, and I cannot get any response back from the hospital. So I'm censored, and I get nothing back from reaching out to anyone in any way through email. I did through their online forum. I make a new email, I get a new phone. I try to break the trail. If AI is reading my email, it would be very generic, like, I'm just curious about who is Kenro Izu. Well, maybe they don't get many inquiries, and the fact that I am inquiring about Kenro Izu, AI is filtering that out for that reason. I try to use generic names for the email. I use something popular like Gmail, and I'm curious about donating. I saw the film, and it's by, if you look them up, fwab.org. That stands for Friends Without a Border, and this organization was started by Kenro Izu as one of the main figures, and then he invited others to come on board as a board of directors. So Kenro Izu is, I would like to add him as an invitation to Star Soldiers. Here's what is carried on. Even though I have never heard back from Friends Without a Border or Kenro Izu, using telepathy, I did contact Kenro, and then I went and contacted Kevin Costner. What I have said about this whole story is that more than a hospital, what all of these children who are premature birth need, well, you might say a premature birth needs a hospital, but what they needed preceding this was the mothers needed a garden. But up in rural areas of Laos, this is where they have the statistic, 1 in 25 children die of malnourishment by age 5. Kazu Thongzi's birth statistically would be about 1 in 10,000, and this is 555. This is taking in the following factors. The mother dies before childbirth, and she lives to be 9 years old. She is currently 9 years old, plays with friends, strong and healthy, tiny, much smaller than other 9-year-olds. Okay, so I talked to Kevin Costner, and why I brought him in was because he is like the most powerful figure for me. He's a Christian, and he's always played this role of the super hero role that comes up through adversity and against some strange contrast. And the two movies I reference are Field of Dreams and Dances with Wolves. That's to give the most diverse roles that he's played. But you see his character in both. He does the same pose, like, you know, he grows through the movie, and he has his awakenings, and he has always been consistent in his roles. 7-11, that's Surya 7, that's my name. And that Surya adds to 11, and the 7 at the end is 7. So I talked to Kevin, and I said, do you see what I see? We need gardens. And the name Kazu Thongzi, that's the icon. And he said, yeah, it sounds great. What do you plan? Well, you remember Field of Dreams? A cornfield makes me think crop circles. And what if we did something of a UFO theme where the salad plate has concentric rings of color? Every color is a different vegetable. And he's like, yeah, I love it. Keep talking. Okay, how about this? The gardens are grown by children who win a gardening contest. That's the garden that provides the fruits and vegetables for the Kazu Thongzi garden. He's like, yes. So not only that, the garden is in concentric circles. Concentric ring circles. So kind of going with the crop circle theme again. And so he's totally on board. He says, what do you want from me? And I said, take it and run with it. And we will have the contest, and we will get all the people we need to run the show. And one more thing, he says, so what about Kazu Thongzi? Like, what are her associations, and what does she need for the use of her name? Because we could do this. It could be a garden fresh salad restaurant where, you know, the garden. Oh, and I didn't mention one more thing. There is also a garden, a small garden actually inside of the restaurant, and the children pick from the fresh garden. Well, if it was really popular, I don't know if that garden could produce enough. Maybe it could, probably not. I think we'd need to have additional gardens. So for the size of the restaurant that it is, that I envision, the garden itself is a concentric ring, but a vertical garden. So it doesn't take up so much space in the restaurant. And all of the seating is a circle around the garden, and the restaurant can be square. And in the corners, I would have vertical displays in the 4 corners of the digital display. Yes, to everything, absolutely. Okay, that's my skits talking. I'm talking to Captain Jim. And those will have time-lapse opening of tomatoes blossoming and growing, and butterflies blossoming and coming out of the chrysalis. So anyway, what does she want for these for her name? I said, all I know is the hospital, and I don't really want to fund a hospital because it's gardening. He says, yeah, you're right. And I conjured up someone here. It's so funny. I have a character that I've created called Patrick Grimes, which is a squish of Patrick G. Rhymes. But he's a fat white guy, and he's a marketing expert, and he always speaks to the marketing and the business aspect of my smart heart connected part character, which is me. Well, I'm also a businessman, and I grew up in my dad and my father's motorcycle shop, and he is pres of the MC. And I know how business is done. I'm a self-made millionaire from my own businesses. I'm going to save that for the inside, for advanced class with Star Soldiers. This is something I've never talked about in any of the videos, is my actual business history and how I came to meet Donald Trump even before he was president. It starts when I read Art of the Deal, and then I read Think Like a Billionaire. My second wife, Yuki, bought me the book Think Like a Billionaire. In any case, I said, if Kenro never gets back to me, or Friends Without a Border never gets back to me, I'm just going to take the name and squish it to one name like I do as a rhyming poet, and say the name is Kazu Thongzi with a capital K. And if it's done in California, everyone is going to think Thongzi like thong, or it's a thong that you see. And it's really weird because it goes off in the wrong direction, but then it gets righted because it's actually referring to a 9-year-old icon. Well, 9-year-olds in California, and you could say, this is the one state where a 9-year-old could wear a bikini with a thong at some oceanfront California thing. Anywhere else you'd like say, a 9-year-old wearing a bikini thong, that's insane, that's crazy. It's got to be a full bum bikini. Well, I come from a background where, being in a Christian church, I didn't grow up in a Christian church. I discovered religion and I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses. But I also then also studied with Mormons. And I remember we had one Bible study discussion. We're all young people. Not that young, actually. I guess I'm 19. So it's like 19, and the leaders are older, and there's children from like 12 and up are in there too. We're all super smart because the guy who led it, there's two people, Colin Noble, and the other one was Dave Ablett. And they were the leaders of the discussion. And one of the topics that just came up was, what do you think of people wearing bikinis at the beach? We all said the same thing. This is bra and panties. Like, you get to look at this, women in their bra and panties. How did it suddenly become okay? Like, what the hell is a bikini? And then someone mentioned, how about a thong bikini? And where we were, well, we've never seen a thong bikini. So we were, well, I've never seen that. Well, someone said, in California, they wear thong bikinis. I didn't know. I didn't even know what a G-string bikini was. Which is really funny. Now, I definitely know what a G-string bikini is. I'm married to my fourth wife. I dated, in between my first and second wife, 68 females, one date or two dates, because I decided I wanted to get married again. And so I did a Tim Ferriss, which is, he talks about this in his book 4 Hour Work Week, but especially after his book, in his blogs, how he went about dating, and he did it very systematically. And I did it by going to one nightclub and becoming well known as a really good dancer with, my hair was bleached blonde and like Yu-Gi-Oh! So it was all spiked up like big triangle. And then I met my almost second wife, Alexa J. I mentioned her. And ultimately I meet my second wife, Yukiko Shishido, who's the mother of Tiger Akihiro Shishido. And that's my son who was vaccinated at age 2. Looks like I'm going on here 15 minutes. There's clip 12 is coming up, I think. And it's a good one, so stay tuned. In any case, I got to get to the finish on this one. I said if we use the real Kazu Thongzi and we use her pictures, we have to finally connect up with Kenro Izu. But if I used her pictures without permission, it would be a high dollar. And he said, well, what is a lot of money, like 1 million? And I said, 1 million? Yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay, well, why don't I allocate $1 million US for Kazu Thongzi? And until we know her associations, it will be only for the child and be given to her at a certain age, like age 12. I said, okay, that's fine with me. And in that moment, Kazu Thongzi doesn't know it yet, but Kazu Thongzi has become a $1 million US millionaire. And this is thanks to Kevin Costner. Oh my God. And that's it. You are learning about this. We can't reach Kazu Thongzi. You're hearing this video. There is a 9-year-old millionaire. Oh my God. I became a millionaire as an artist after 10 years doing my work as a prophet, telling people turn it off at the red light and making the new peace sign, the Surya Mudra. But I didn't make any money. It wasn't until Juju Blake said, that's it, you're a millionaire. 9/12 rolled around and she said, how did you do selling your artwork? And my artwork, if you know it, it's a double-sided piece, and on the back it says something about the mental hospital, and on the front it's Shannon and Juju, Chris Webby, Prof, Trump and Elon, Tom McDonald, all of my artists, Ren, all of my favorite artists are on the front and I'm in the middle. And I said the art costs $100. It's just a printed piece on cardstock, and to make $1 million, it's 10,000 at 100 to make $1 million. Well, I said every 9/11 truther is going to use this art, and we're going to make it $1 million piece of art. Or I would contact Alex Jones, because he is famous for having the Obama done as the Joker, the Obama fascist as the Joker. And his is noted to be the biggest viral art thing ever. But but his measurement is how many of these things went viral all over the web, and they were on telephone poles and, you know, light all over cities. Obama as a fascist and Obama Joker, that theme, instead of Obama Hope, which is done by Shepard Fairey, who's associated with Banksy. It's the biggest thing. But he never talked about money, because it wasn't really a money thing. Well, for one single piece of 9/11 art, I am the #1 name in history of USA, or history of 9/11, for that art. And it is because my 9/11 date, I'm going to save the rest of the story for later, but Juju Blake said, that's it, you're a millionaire. I'm buying that art for $1 million. So now, when anybody wants all of the remakes, when you want to buy the printed art signed, Juju Blake gets all of that money. I was gifted. I became a millionaire. I traveled to first Narita Airport and then Okinawa, Japan. Oh, we're coming up on 20 minutes. I gotta cut this clip. As a millionaire. And I immediately started Tiger Tribe Tokashiki and bought everything. for the entire project. I bought one of those Toyota Velfire vans. I bought 20 space drums of 9-tone 432 hertz metallic blue. I bought a fleet of electric bikes, all in Okinawa, and I was at the islands of Karamashoto National Park, Tokashiki, Zamami, Aka, aka Jiruma, and yeah, it was just incredible. That's the start, and that's a year and a half ago. And there's a whole lot of videos from that era. The videos that you don't see, they're all zipped up and encrypted, and I put them with Chris Webby. I got attacked by AK-47. They flew in, and many of their soldiers came right into the park, and they're all identifiable because they've got a spoken sign and they have AK-47 tattoos. So full dress machine guns, full black ballistics, and I had to contact Archangel Michael and Cryon, and I won't say anything more about the videos, but you'll see I'm in conversation with Lee Carroll in about 10 videos where he calls on Cryon and he says, do you see what's happening here? And he was able to identify star soldiers around the world and me, and we totally transformed this. And he spoke out and he just made like a proclamation. He says, no star soldier will suffer any attack. No star soldier will be constrained. No star soldier will be tricked even. Oh my God. And I gotta stop there.
Hey everyone, let's talk about vegan pizza. Vegan pizza? I'm listening. It's delicious and has no animal products.
Wow, it looks amazing!
Exactly, it's good for you and the planet.
Vegan pizza. Wow. Well, I love vegan pizza. That means no eggs in the crust, and a plant cheese, and just veggies and sweet tomato sauce. I love pineapple. I do double pineapple on mine. Yeah, you could make that out of school. If you're gonna have a cafeteria at a school, obviously it should be vegan. So it can be soup, salad, smoothies, and vegan pizza. I love the children. I love that the sunhead shows up with the pizza. The children, yay! I just love the video. It was so much fun playing with Rock. That's G-Rock. One ingredient in Domino's pizza I always loved. It was in the Italian sausage, and the ingredient turned out to be anise, A-N-I-S-E. You can get anise seeds or star anise, which is a bigger brown star shape, like a clove. And with that one, you just cook it in your meal or boil it into water, and then add the flavored water into your meal. We start with the seed anise. When you bite on it, you'll get the little burst of anise. With the star anise, it will be a general anise flavor running through it. So I've used both of them. Cardamom, similar. You don't want cardamom powder necessarily unless you want the flavor all through. But if you use some cardamom seeds, and use that like in rice pudding, then when you bite on them, you get a little burst of distinct flavor. And if you use cardamom pods, again, that's better than the cardamom powder, I think. And you have to work with those, cook it in your meal, or boil it in water, and then add the flavor to it. Fresh is always best. Vegan pizza. I think I just have one more clip to narrate. And this project is done for now. I'll be making some more videos. I told you, Surya 7.
Since we are at a school, let's review the 3 rules of the sun.
Number 1, we grow our own food.
A glowing attitude.
Dancing in the street naked, not rude.
3 rules of the sun. Number 1, you grow your own food. Number 2, a glowing attitude. Number 3, dancing in the street, naked, not rude. And wipe that sunscreen off your face. You want the sun all over the place. Since we are at a school, we should have rules. What else to say? There could be more than 3 rules of the sun. The song, should I add it to the end of this video? The song has the 3 rules in the song. It's a great song. Well, thank you for watching. I think there's one more clip.
A cat can be a hat.
I love you, Surya 7. And the space drum is our number 1 most valuable music instrument. Can we try it?
Shannon, Blake, and the space drum. So, that one, this Shannon Blake morphed into this new character, and it totally lost Shannon, and it replaced her with this generic blonde character. I don't know what happened, but that was supposed to be Shannon. In any case, we recognize the space drum as our instrument from Lyra constellation. You might say it's the lyre, probably that one too. But the space drum, both for Shannon and myself, when we discovered it, right away we said, this is a sign. And we learned to play. She plays it amazingly well. I'm just actually starting still. She's been at it a while. I ordered 10 space drums when I was in Okinawa, and there's a story about that. In any case, if you want one, contact myself or Shannon, and you might even get one for free if you have a good enough story or contribution to what we are doing, or the 13 tribes, or you are going to attend a Shannon Blake retreat, ayahuasca retreat, or mushroom retreat. It is the easiest instrument to play. It sounds amazing. I probably should clip in a little bit of Shannon playing the instrument here. The space drum, also called the hang drum or hong drum. Originally, these, when the artist from Brazil who invented them made them, the price was $7,000 US. And the price has come down a lot since then. They are relatively quite a bargain now. This is Shannon Blake.
I am going to drop an official love bomb right here at Sunnyvale High, California. I am going to drop an official love bomb right here at Sunnyvale High, California. Love bomb activated. Feel the wave of positivity spreading right now. The love bomb is now fully activated. Positive energy and joy are spreading everywhere.
So now you have heard the real Shannon Blake on Space Drum. And that was Shannon pitter-pattering, the AI Shannon. You can see the limits of AI. It doesn't quite get the pitter-patter of the hands right. So you've seen both versions. That was about 3 minutes and 53, 5/3 seconds of Shannon on the space drum. Just a couple more clips to go, and then I'm going to show you some other stuff we do. Really amazing. This is the only video where I put it all together. This is the best video to get to know the work and the crossover between me and Shannon Blake.
Single mom, long nights in the club, trying to provide and follow my dreams, man, I almost gave up. Most days were hard to wake up, wasn't always peace and love. Trust me, the dark times were rough, but that made me level up, yeah. And thankfully I did, I had to switch my perspective. I went from using food stamps to now paying mom's rent. And I'm about my mama's house and a real nice car. Do some humanitarian work on a house and a farm. And then I'll meet my soulmate, and he'll be calling me darling. We'll have some goats and some chickens in a cute ass little garden. I got these good ass friends, and I got good ass ass. I got a body, make 'em want me with this cute ass laugh. Your health as well, stay humble, confidence, know your worth. Get back to others, baby, don't forget to do your shadow work. Cause we're reflections of each other. Love your sisters and your brothers. One big family, light it up for the lost legends and our lovers.
I am going to drop an official love bomb right here at Sunnyvale High, California. Note the date, May 26, I, Surya Sun announced I am melting the borders and creating a nuclear fusion of Canada and USA to be named New United States. Thank you, Sunnyvale High. Feel the love bomb already melting those borders. Together we create the new United States. Thank you, Sunnyvale High. Feel the love bomb already melting those borders. Together we create the new United States.
The love bomb. Dropping a love bomb. Well, if it goes off, everybody just has love, and you forget all of the negative stuff, and you're back to being the superhuman who is just happy, and you're living in a place like this. You just have to move. You say, wow, I can live here? Yeah, you can sleep out here. You can eat out here. You don't have an 8-hour day job. You don't need the money. My tribe will receive, to start with, 10 million from Elon. We don't have to work, we just have to live. We do provide core value. We are repopulating and becoming our best selves. Our humans are becoming superhumans instead of wasted humans. We learn how to climb trees, identify animals. Each one of us takes care of an exotic pet. We are repopulating the animals, the butterflies. That is a job. We don't have to then sell the butterflies or animals to make an economy of it. Thanks to Elon's understanding of repopulation, we can just do this. So this is a tribe location here at Coolin Waterfall. So I said a few more things in the video. I said New United State, and that's singular, and it's one word. N-U-S capitals. It does include Canada and the USA. Canada becomes assimilated for efficiency, and we eliminate all of the politicians. Trump and Trump's family becomes new royalty. This is another word, capital N, capital R. And many people go, oh, Trump, why, blah, blah, blah. Remember him from The Apprentice. If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch The Apprentice. Otherwise, you don't know Trump. He was also the only person who told the truth about 9/11 right immediately after 9/11. He said, I build towers. They don't fall like that. This is a friend's game. And I'm now challenging him today to make it epic with 7 things that he must do. And that's another video. I might clip that in, included in this video before the song. Maybe right after this statement. So new royalty and new United State. Done with all the bureaucracy, the voting. We just take over. Yes, there is military to deal with, but since we are from Lyra constellation and there is a whole other dimension to living, this resolves itself. If you don't understand that part of it, you'll ask all the typical questions and they won't ever be answered. The following short video, I am talking to Donald Trump, President, about 7 things he must do to make it epic. And one of these things is to make United States, new United States, and make it known for no more struggling single mothers. Another is to teach the 9/11 truth. What happened to the third plane? Obviously it was heading to the third tower, but they say it was heading to the White House and missed. Doesn't make logical sense. It's hard to read the text, but please watch this video twice, read the text very carefully, hit the pause to read the text. It's possibly the most important video I have ever made in my entire life, and it's only a couple minutes long.
I'm on a crazy journey, just sitting here in LA, in a multi-million-dollar mansion, owned by one of the biggest entertainers on the planet. And because he's a boss, he just happens to have a private recording studio in his crib. I don't even really know how I got here. It's all synchronicities and divine flow. I don't know where this journey is taking me, but I'm just out here recording, chasing my dreams. I dream big, so other people can do the same. I mean, we're all changing, evolving constantly. I guess that's why we came here.
I dream big, I dream big, dream big.
I guess that's why we came here. My thoughts are deeper than the oceans. I feel chosen from a higher power to speak my truth, to make some minds open. I've been thinking about the universe and questioning reality, connecting with beings that live way beyond our galaxy. Their message is the same: love, truth, and neutrality. Let go of all bullshit from the ego personality. Dream big, so other people can do the same. I mean, we're all changing, evolving constantly. I guess that's why we came here.
I dream big, I dream big, dream big.
I guess that's why we came here.
I dream big.
Guess that's why we came here. We're all changing, evolving constantly. I guess that's why we came here.
I dream big,
It's 2020, y'all. I don't wanna hear no more excuses, no more bullshit. It's time to chase your motherfucking dreams, y'all. Let's get it.
So that last one was for President Donald Trump, and he must do these 7 things to make it epic. He is in a very dangerous situation. It's now July 1st as of this video clip, and I do not think he has received my message yet. He has to respond through July and August to begin teaching 9/11 truth, or September 11th, 2026 is the 25th year of anniversary, and I predict outbreaks in the US. The next video is Shannon and Juju, a short clip you can find on Shannon Blake, Shanin, on YouTube, and then it's followed up by me doing another piece.
And I'm better than ever. I was climbing up a golden ladder to realize peace was the treasure. I started hacking the matrix, then manifested I'm famous. My family's happy I made it, but the internet's filled with hatred. Good thing my fans are the greatest. They seen me since I'm 18 and pregnant. They've been on this journey with me so long, can't even fake it. Gratitude is my nature, happiness is my patience. Did I forget to mention we did all of this, no labels, just me and the fans stayed independent, blowing up the internet. It's crazy, ain't it? Every day's a blessing. I could sell my soul instead. I'm chilling in the forest naked, grateful for the pain, cause if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am. I got my peace, I got my dreams, I got my I can do anything.
Next up, I explain that the letters I and U in American Sign Language makes the sun god of Hindu, which is fire over earth. It happens to be the same. Spread it, it makes a 7. I'm the only one in the world in history to ever make the connection between hand sign language for the deaf and Surya, the god who is the sun. A lot of other connections too, about 37 connections. It seems impossible, but then again, it's the end times, and artificial intelligence was believed to be only science fiction, yet it came real. Elon Musk created the Optimus robot. That's real. He made the electric car he created is the best-selling car in the world when GM couldn't produce a electric car that would sell. We are at a very strange time. Gene Ration XYZ comes to the end. Juju Blake is the alpha chosen one, and if you're wondering why I wear only one piece of jewelry, there it is. I'm the Gene Ration X chosen one, and I am married to Shannon Blake's daughter, Juju Blake. Sign language, letters U and I together on one hand, makes the hand sign for the sun god. Finger spread makes number 7. This is sign language for the deaf. Yes, I am married to Juju Blake, the daughter of Shannon Blake, who is activated goddess. And this hand sign is my creation. There's only me on the web. There it is again. It replaces the old peace V sign, which stands for division and vote. This sign means unity under the same sun.
Year 1515, Copernicus discovers the sun is the center of the you and I verse. The rulers fear this idea is dangerous and excommunicate our science truth hero to outside the city walls. He builds a small castle. This one never falls. But in 1520, they destroy his astronomy tools and steal all his money. He who has the gold owns an army and makes the rules. 2026 years ago, Sunday day 1. This is the hand sign called Surya Mudra for the god, the who is the sun. Surya Sun God, fire over earth, third rock from the sun, orbit planet, put a ring on this one. Hand sign language for the deaf since 1801. You and I on one hand together under the sun god, in command forever.
Consider what rules might apply. Take action you cannot receive. The sun gifts if you believe a lie or fail to try.
Law 1, grow your own food. Elia 2, glowing attitude. Law 3, dance daily in the public street. Nudity not rude. From Surya the sun god to Jesus the son of God, the hand sign matches again, encoding the most important symbolic American story you can bang. NYC 9/11, 2001. The World Trade Center towers fall. 1, 2, 7. Even though a plane misses the lucky numbered 1, focus the 7. Now you are the lucky one. You have his story retold by me. Claim my story as your story. Try to become the next millionaire poet of the 9/11 truth teaching industry. 2023 Shannon Blake Lurie, Sunshine 999 meets Surya 7, the channel for the sun. She offers her daughter Juju for marriage. Juju Blake becomes the alpha chosen one. To my father, the prez of the MC, I am the sun. To my mother, whose maiden name is Wrightson. To my first wife, who called me Jax, tell her the son of sons of anarchy. 21 world icons all recognize me. I am Surya 7, encoded beyond all stars of Earth history. 10 years starving art activist doing street poetry. 2026, a 21 millionaire and helping star Kevin Costner create a new United States and new royalty. Attention, pay in, become a star and win. I just gave you a gift, creating another world first. The #1 most valuable hand sign poem for unity and freedom on earth. Love, awake, truth, power, action. No science or history lies.
From Surya 7 names and dates, highest props to my life's most high. Age 12 saved by Archangel Heidi. Age
my brother Santana is discovered to have a sacred 7 in his eye. Age 30 saved by Alexa J. Age 34 keeps saved by second wife Archangel Yuki. Age 39 I add Archangel Michael to my timeline.
Elon Reeve Musk superconnects strongly to the number 37 in 12 iconic ways. This is not random little cute connections to the number 37. Nobody in the world connects more to the number 37 than me. And you can say 37x, Roman numeral x is 10, or 3 plus 7 is 10. I am Star Soldier Surya 7, that's American Sign Language 7, and that's 3 Towers of 9/11 standing. Here's why we're really concerned about 9/11/2026. It's the 25th anniversary. 2 and 5 adds to 7. Jesus' birthday, 12/25. The 2 and 5 adds to 7, which gives us 12/7 or 127 of the World Trade Centers. Joe Amaral confirms that Jesus' birthday is in the year 3 BC, September 10, 11, or 12. Well, the iconic event with the Twin Towers and Building 7 would put that date at September 11th. Charlie Kirk assassination, Suicide Prevention Day, National Sewing Machine Day, and my birthday are September 10th. And that adds to 1, which means originator. The next date adds to 11, which is witness. And Jesus Christ is the witness to God, Jehovah, Creator, and Jesus Christ seeks witnesses. The one who can confirm this kind of stuff most, I'm going to say 2. Hugo the Poet, the spelled, is number 2. But GG33, the Gematriot on YouTube, can witness everything I say with regards to science, symbols, and gematria. Not as much science. Veritasium and Vsauce are my witnesses to science. Vsauce specializes in linguistics. Tibes, T-I-B-E-E-S, is a source for perception into what the next dimension would look like, because it's difficult for us in our human brains we can imagine down, what is a 3D object, what is a 2D object. To go up, well, I don't hear that voice that Forsters get. I don't get instruction. I can imagine what it sounds like because I ask for samples of it. And I thought, why would anybody listen to it? It doesn't sound like an authority. But if AI made a mocking joke of a China military person directing Americans, that's what it sounds like. Obfuscation mixed in there. Well, the courts make mocking humor. When I go to court, I take my shirt off and say, look, real body here, and I show them that I'm skinny. But they don't listen to me. The judge makes a mocking statement about how he doesn't have to listen to me. I'm represented by a lawyer who is a force member, Forsters, so he just gives me the standard degrade that I almost didn't finish high school, or I didn't finish, or I quit university or something. And you know what meth is like on the street? They don't listen to me. I say, I write books. They go, oh, anyone could write a book. Well, prior to Amazon, when it was a much better measure of who's writing books. Because once Amazon comes along, forget it. It's too easy to publish. And there's just so much fakery and remix. It's far less than 1% of us. We're a fraction of a percent who would write a book. A fraction of a percent dies of any injection of the government type. A fraction of a percent is sue. That number, though, can be higher if you include drunk driving and accidents, because That's not properly accounted for. Police do an investigation of accidents causing death, and they only look at life insurance and where did the money go. Well, when it's time to go, if you're lonely, there's no one to give money to. The world's a bullshit world. So, I mean, I know I bought life insurance policies many times. Age 12 to 21, I was sued about 100 times. My only recent dates, like in Colombia, I walked off into the jungle and I didn't care. I lost my bags and like stinging ants and falling down hills and snakes and shit and sleeping on the ground. I'd get bit to death by snakes, but would they say it's Sue or would they say I got lost? Yeah, I was. Anyway, never minding 6 years in South America because nobody cared. But I've been alone during those 6 years. Christmas and New Year's and my birthday, I was not in a hostel during those 6 years. I didn't know anyone. I was 1 year sleeping outside of a hostel nearby. But I put my hammock up at, like, you know, if you saw where my hammock was in Medellin, Colombia, you'd be like, man, if a hostel costs that much, this has got to cost 100 times more. But for accuracy, September 12th, 2023, post Knox X, my X account got suspended after trying to do my 9/11 work at the highest rate I had done it in Vancouver. And this is freestyle, one-on-one. You don't know 9/11, I'll take you through the story. It was still fairly long, like I could do it in a minute, but I would have spent 10 minutes with someone. And wiped out, people not getting it. So September 12th, 2023. September 12th, 2024, everything's good again. I get my gift from Juju Blake. People don't know. And then November 7th, 2024, I land in Okinawa. That's 11/7. December 26, 2022, that's Year of the Tiger, was a near Sioux. However, the higher end video, which debuted December 16th, 2022, I got to hear that December 24th, and it averted my December 26th plan. So that's how that all happened. April 7th, 2025, married to Juju. November 2020, I go from Colombia to Vancouver. That's my date. 7:37, there you go, Archangel Michael. So to go, I'm at a new spot. I was in my hammock before, further up there. It's all beautiful. There's about 10 tarped platforms, so when the rain hits, you can run for a tarp and just sit under it and keep dry. And put a hammock up. I come down here and it's soaked in the water about 6 times a day, and you feel reborn every time. It's not that hot, it's just like perfectly, moderately warm right now, and the water's just like perfect. I've been so blessed with all the places I've been in Asia, and many years ago I was 6 years in South America, and I found similar there in Colombia. I did ayahuasca at Guatapé. Well, I'm going to bring ayahuasca and chacruna here. I am an ayahuasca shaman under Shannon Blake, or by and through Shannon Blake. So, why butterflies? Because metamorphosis. And a lot is not really understood. We are a bit superficial, and once you start to explore it, it's really fascinating. You think all caterpillars would eat the same thing, and they don't. Milkweed kills most caterpillars, yet it's the essential for monarchs and one other which won't eat the other greens. They would not come to their full stage to have metamorphosis. Really fascinating. Butterflies, similar. They have their favorite flowers, and if they don't get what they want, they could live as short as 5 days. If they do get what they want, they could live a couple of months, and some in indoors as pets are reported to live, we don't know if it's true, but many years. I'd like to believe it's true. It's the larger one. The coconut, I put some little flowers in it. We'll see if the butterflies come around. So I mentioned before about some of my icons and where we are at today. We do recognize this as Earth 2.0, Lyra Green Planet. And yes, we do planet, Planit. Your Lyra leadership on Earth is identified as Trifecta, which is myself, Star Soldier 7, the Gene Ration X Chosen One, married to the Alpha Chosen One, Juju Blake, daughter of Shannon Blake, who is Activated Goddess, and her title Most High, Mothership Merkaba. I say that at 3:33, which connects Juju and me. Lyra constellation gives us the star Vega, which brings us vegan. Vegan is not a short form of vegetarian. Vegetarian is a polluted excuse word from vegan. Vegan means spirit in a vessel, which once you identify us as vessels and all of the other animals as vessels, you would say, well, let's put humans at the top because we can think and talk and write and make history. And if you can make history, or mystery, my story, then you can see things over a longer term. And that means we can caretake of all of the animals, plants, and bugs. Well, we did exactly not that because we allowed the other self-proclaimed leadership to lead us. And they said, oh, just wait, we're taking care of it. And they sprayed all the bugs and killed everything. And now, for Kulin Waterfall, there's a chart of 40 animals that you might see in wildlife. And as far as you want to walk all through there, the only wildlife that anyone has reported to see is one snake. And it was with me last night. It's about 10 feet long. I haven't identified what kind. And their chart is so sun-faded you can't read it at all, but you can barely recognize. They have their variety of animals that are like deers and squirrels, and they're just different enough to be a different species. Who else on Earth has been talking about the things of this caliber, and for how long? We do recognize Cryon and Cryon and the vessel for Cryon, who is Lee Carroll. And Lee Carroll is a member of the Galactic Federation of Light. We recognize Archangel Michael, who is Garrett John Laporto. I see all of the archangels of the mere human forms, David Icke, Alex Jones, and they've both been at it for their lifetime. David Icke is older, so he's been at it longer. Mind you, Alex Jones was young when he started. Excuse me. Alex Jones calls Earth prison planet, like they do planet. And Eckhart Tolle says this is your pain body, as if you're experiencing pain and you pay in attention. Parents, don't just pay the rent. You've got to stay as a pair. We have MF, masculine, feminine, for some reason, and you're paired up and you really need to stay together. Alex Jones is notable because he received a $1.4 billion fine from the courts. That's the highest amount ever for an individual rather than a corporation. And this puts him on our Earth's history as a number one. We also have the Yes Men, and the Yes Men Fix the World is the movie. and they caused a loss for Dow Chemical related to the Bhopal disaster. They caused a loss for Dow Chemical in the billions, stock loss, when they merely said, they pretended to be executives from Dow Chemical. They put out a press release and they said, we've decided to do the right thing and we're going to compensate all of the Indians who worked for Dow Chemical during the disaster and their next generations, because most of them were dead. And it would merely cost us $1 billion. Well, everyone fled, and it cost them a multi-billion dollars from the stock falling. Of course, they got sued, maybe temporarily jailed. However, they just said, well, why didn't the reporters check their sources better? The reporters also report on stocks, don't they? They're a news agency. They have a financial section. They know what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to call this little video done. Join advanced class. I'll put a link to it at newpeacesign.world. I also have old sites, tigerstyle.live, pollen8.life, pollen8.life, like4.life, butterflytemple.world, and I'll leave off with Copernicus.world. Follow up, do an email opt-in, and stay tuned in. Let's see what's going to happen here September 11th, 2026, on the 25th anniversary of 9/11, which is the birth date of the Son of God, Jesus Christ.